So, nearly, oh, there you are now, Dolores. Wasn't sure whether you were able to see me or hear me or not. So thank you all for joining me at Bloom at the Yoga Garden this morning. And I am so delighted to have the studio full and people in front of me on the screen. So you probably will hear noises and bits and pieces today, but sure, that's all part of the fun. And I hope that you'll all enjoy your practice this morning. So we're going to begin by lying back and down on our mat. So everybody in here is already lying down, so they would have got a shock if I'd said sit up. But we're going to lie back and down, excuse me, in Shavasana. So get yourself really comfortable, draw your shoulders down away from your ears, take your arms out slightly away from your body. The heel of the right foot at the right edge of the mat, the heel of your left foot at the left edge of your mat. So your arms slightly away from your body. And if you can, rotate your arms so the backs of your hands are on the floor. Now if that's not comfortable for you, just keep your hands down by your sides. And just take a nice long, slow, deep inhale through your nose. And then a nice, soft, whispery exhale through your nose. And just follow the breath as it moves in and out of your body. And just allow yourself literally to arrive on your mat. So there's nowhere else you need to be for the next hour and a quarter or so. Just literally allow yourself to be here now. Inhale and exhale. Calm and slow, deep and ease, refreshing and relaxing. So today is thought to be a special day in the lunar calendar, in the lunar cycle. It's thought to be bringing about as much change as we might get for the winter solstice on the 21st of December. So last night was a full moon, so if you're feeling particularly lively and energized today, that'll be why. So there's a whole new lift to the vibrations of the whole planet really, and it's important that we try and keep that going, because the higher our energy and the higher our vibrations, the better that is for our immune system and just how we feel generally about ourselves and about life. So we're going to try and keep that going throughout this morning's practice. But really what we're focusing on today, or the other thing that we're focusing on, is being present, being here now. And our breath is one of the ways that we can allow ourselves to be here now, in the present. So just follow your breath for another couple of cycles, just your natural breath, your natural round and cycle of your breath. And just allow it to help you to release a little bit more onto your mat. Surrender onto your mat. Just letting everything go. Breathing in, I calm the body and mind. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment. I know this is a wonderful moment. So see if you can add that little smile to your exhale. Feel as you're breathing in, you're calming the body and mind. And as you breathe out, smiling and encouraging your body to relax. So try not to let any tension come into your body as you do that. It's very easy to let tension come into our bodies as we begin to focus on our breath, but hopefully breathing like this, you'll notice that it encourages your body to relax a little bit. So we're still just following the natural rise and fall of your breath. So now we are going to change our breath, and we're going to do an energizing breath. So the energizing breath is usually considered to be the Ujjayi breath. So this is the one where it's as if you breathe out as if you're trying to fog up a mirror. So you breathe out in a sort of a sound, except that we do it with our lips sealed or lightly touching each other. So it comes out, it's as if you're sort of closing off that little bit, as if you take a swallow and then stop halfway and it's closed off. So it's one of these breaths that until you get the hang of it, it can be quite tricky, but once you've got the hang of it, it's very easy, and it's a really useful one to do in your practice because it definitely does help to energize your practice, energize and relax actually. So it's also known as the victorious breath or the ocean breath. So actually, if you think of your breath as being the sound of the ocean, you'll be probably there. And try and make your breath sound like the ocean. So I'm going to do it quite loudly, but it really shouldn't be just as loud as this. So just so you can hear what it sounds like. So on the inhale, I'll just do a couple of rounds and then we'll all try it together. So I'm going to inhale. So really, you feel as if you're actually almost sucking the air into your lungs as you do it, but not with any tension or anything. So try and keep it nice and relaxed. So we'll just have a wee go at it and just try and make your breath sound like the ocean if this is new to your practice. Don't be sort of worrying about getting it right or wrong, and we'll aim for 5 rounds. So when you're ready on your next inhale, we'll have a wee go, and just think as if you're constricting that little swallow. It's your epiglottis at the back of your throat. You're sort of half closing it as you breathe in. So do 5 in your own time because our breath is all going to be different. So just whenever you're ready on your next inhale, and go for 5 rounds. And then just return to your natural breath when you've finished that practice. So just be aware of how you feel, and hopefully you really feel you're here, present, on your yoga mat. And we're almost ready to begin the physical aspect of today's practice. So as always, please listen to your own body. If something doesn't suit you, or you know it's going to hurt you, use a prop, leave it out completely, take a rest, modify it in whatever way you need to suit your body. This is your practice, and the last thing you want to do is to do anything that is going to hurt you or injure you in any way at all. So just have a stretch, whatever way your body is telling you it needs at the minute. Have we wriggle about maybe? I can't tell you how lovely it was to hear people breathing with me there in the studio. Normally I'm breathing away and I'm not sure whether people are doing it or not, so it was lovely. So just a nice stretch, and then bring your knees in towards your chest. Just a wee quick rock from side to side, maybe a few wee circles, just anything at all that's going to warm your body up a little bit. And then keep your knees more or less in line with your hips and your lower legs parallel to the floor. So if your lower legs are parallel to the floor, the only thing you'll be able to see really are your toes, the tops of your toes, maybe even not the tops of your toes. Check that your shoulders haven't rolled up, so relax your shoulders down again. And if you want to, you can bring your hands in at the back of your thighs for a wee bit of support. But if you want to sort of begin to engage your core and work a wee bit harder, just keep your hands down by your side. So we're not going to do anything too drastic. So we're just going to open our toes wide and then squeeze them shut. So open them and squeeze them shut. Open them and squeeze them shut. And then come back to normal, whatever your toes are at normal, and then bring your big toes towards your knees and all the rest of your toes away. And really bring your big toes towards you. And I can see some people are struggling to work out how to work their big toes. And then take your big toes away and all the other toes towards you. So it's all these things, muscles we have in our bodies that we completely ignore and just take for granted. So we'll do that one more time. Big toes towards your knees, other toes away. And big toes away, the rest of your toes towards you. Lovely. And then relax your toes. So now we're just going to flap our feet away. So this is easier. We know how to work our wrists more. So just your feet. Point the toes away and then back towards your knees. And then we'll do some nice circles with our ankles. So the slower you do it, the more you're going to feel it. It's going to come into every little bit of your ankle. There are umpteen wee bones in your ankles, and quite a complicated bit. And then change direction. So now we've got our feet and our ankles fairly well warmed up. So we're going to just begin to straighten the right knee and the right foot up towards the ceiling. Maybe won't straighten and bring it down. Left knee up. Our left foot up and bring it down nice and slowly. One more each side. I know we'll do two more each side. Maybe you'll get your leg a wee bit straighter this time. Nice and slowly. Now it's only your knee moving. Your upper thighs, or your upper thighs. Your thighs should still be in the same place in line with your hips. So we're not moving our whole leg, just our knees. And now we are going to move and bring both legs up so the soles of the feet are more or less coming up towards the ceiling. So check that you're nestling nicely into your mat, so your back is nicely supported at the minute. And if you want to, you can bring your hands in underneath your hips or hold on to the edges of your mat if you have any back issues. So just see if you can really nestle your back body into the floor so the whole of the back body is supported, and you'll begin to feel a wee bit of work going on in your core. I hope you will anyway. So now we're going to just lift the soles of our feet up towards the ceiling. So that does not mean, if you all want a wee look, it doesn't mean swinging your legs back like this. It means up. Your legs will move a little bit, but they're not swinging backwards. Are you not going to do it, Raymond?
What?
Just lift we're going to aim for 20.
Oh.
How are we getting on? Legs are going back, Linda. Lift your bum up. It's your bum you're lifting, it's not your legs.
That's harder.
Yes, of course it's harder. Swinging your legs back and forwards is easy. For goodness sake. We're aiming for 20.
I've lost count.
You haven't done very many, I can tell you that. You didn't start until long after everybody else. And of course, take a rest whenever you need to. 2 more. And then bring your knees into your chest. And we've got a little bit of energy, a little bit of fire going in our bellies, I'm sure, as I certainly have. Well done. So now we're going to straighten the left leg along the floor, hug the right knee in, and then we're just going to take the right knee across at a right angle to your hip. And then the right lower leg is at a right angle to the right thigh. So you're in a kind of a, I have no idea what shape that would be. So your right knee is in line with your right hip. That's a better way to put it. Your right knee is in line with your right hip, if you can manage it, and then your right ankle in line with your right knee. And then roll your right shoulder back down onto the floor if you can. A good strong twist. And you probably feel that all down the right hip. So give it a wee rub with your left hand if you're feeling it. And then if you can, turn your head and look over your right shoulder. And just have a nice breath and be in the present and think this is a wonderful moment. Be here now. One more breath. And nice and gently, just the way you would into it, bring your right knee into your chest and roll back to centre. And we'll do the other side. So straighten the right leg along the floor. Left knee in. Bring it in. Take it across. So you're trying to get the left knee in line with the left hip. Left lower leg in line, or left heel in line with the left knee. Nestle the left shoulder down again, maybe take that left arm out. And as long as you've no neck issues, turn your head and look left. And you can give that left hip a wee massage, a wee stroke. And just say, give it a little bit of TLC if you're feeling it. One more breath here. And then nice and gently bring your left knee in towards your chest and roll yourself back and plant both feet on the floor. So we're going to do a couple of rounds of Setu Bandha. So everybody, if you like, take a brick, if you have it, and put it in between your thighs or your knees. So this is just to make sure you don't allow your knees to roll out. So heels in line, or heels in close enough so that you can just about graze your heels with your middle finger. If you have any back issues, take your feet further away. Tuck your shoulders in under. And then we're going to squeeze the brick, press into your feet, press into your hands, and begin to lift your sit bones up towards the ceiling. So lifting up, big inhale here, and exhale, gently unroll. Keep squeezing your brick. Lovely, well done. So we're going to do another one of those. Same thing again, press into your feet, press into your hands, lift your sit bones up. Feel as if you're lifting your points of your thighs up, points of your hips up towards the ceiling. breastbone coming towards your chin, chin towards the ceiling, and breathe. So you shouldn't feel any sort of constriction in your breathing here. So your chin isn't tucked in, it's heading towards the ceiling. So we'll take one more breath here. See if you can lift up a tiny wee bit more. Great. And then gently unroll, really, 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 really slowly. And then just set your brick to one side. Bring your knees into your chest, and we're going to do a couple of rock and rolls and meet me in easy cross leg. So feel that you're getting the full length of your spine nicely warmed up. And then use your brick or your block if you want to sit on, but won't be here that long anyway actually. And sit up nice and tall. So you can see me arms appearing the screen there, but don't worry about it. So shift the flesh off your sit bones and feel that you're inhaling the whole way up your body, right up to the crown of your head, sitting up nice and tall, shoulders rolling back and down, lovely. And then take another big inhale and exhale. Let go of any tension that has come into your body there when you did that. And then we're going to take our right hand out to the side of our body, reach up with your left hand and arm, reach, 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 and fold over towards the right. So feel the stretch all down the right side of the left side of the body. Keep reaching. Inhale back to center, swap sides, so left hand down, right hand up, reach up, and exhale over to the left. So watch that right sit bone hasn't lifted off the floor, the right knee. Inhale back to center, one more each side. Right hand down, left hand up. Keep pressing into the left sit bone and the left knee. Try and keep your arm in line with your ear. Inhale back. Relax your shoulders. Inhale up. And bring yourself back to center. And then from here, we're going to sweep our arms up overhead. So lift your arms up and then draw your shoulders down. Look up between your hands. So try and keep your biceps in line with your ears. And we're just going to begin to roll forward, lean forward. So if your arms come down away from your ears, you're not leading with your chest anymore. So we're not coming too far forward, we're just leaning far enough forward. And then drop your hands down to the floor when you think you've gone nearly as far as you can. And then we're going to walk our hands round towards the right. So another wee stretch down the left side. So just go as far as feels okay. But don't let your left sit bone lift off the floor. If your left sit bone or your left knee is lifted, bring yourself back. And then gently walk back towards the center, and we'll go to the other side. So try and keep that nice sense of leading with your heart center. So watch your right sit bone this time and your right knee, lovely. And then gently bring yourself back to center. And then from here, we're just going to roll forward and meet me in tabletop. So knees are below your hips, wrists are below your shoulders. It's getting hot in here. The windows are already open. I can see we're opening more. And we're not collapsing like this. So your back should not be hollow like this. So you need to lift up through your navel. So navel back towards your spine, just nice and gently engaged. We're nothing too strong, nothing too drastic. So actively pressing the floor away. And we're going to do our moving cat-cows. So we're going to take a big inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to tuck your tail under, round your shoulders, press the floor away, sit bones back towards the floor. And then as you inhale, lower arms to the floor. Draw yourself through until your shoulders are over your wrists. And then keeping your elbows in, press up into your cow pose. And don't, I see sneaky elbows going out. Exhale. Navel back towards your spine. Bottom down towards your heels. Lower arms to the floor. Keep them on the floor until you get your shoulders over your wrists. And a wee bit of upper body strength. And bring yourself up. One more. Exhale. Tuck your tail, or bring your tail down towards your heels. Draw yourself through. So lower arms should be parallel to each other and parallel to the mat. And then bring yourself up into your neutral tabletop, as we're trying to say. And then from here, we're going to tuck our toes under and just take a wee walk towards the front edge of your mat and meet me in Uttanasana. So your knees are bent as deeply as you need to make contact with the floor, and just allow your upper body to completely relax. Feel that you're getting length all along the back body. So knees bent really deeply to begin with. Crown of your head's going down towards the floor. And then we're going to take a big inhale and come up to your flat back. So maybe hands to your thighs for this first one. So shoulders rolling back. Bring your heart center through your head and neck, just in a nice long line with your spine, no crunching of your neck. And then exhale, fold a little deeper. And then check that you're pressing into all four corners of your feet. And then gently bring your arms up, unroll nice and slowly. And bring yourself up to stand and draw that energy in the atmosphere down and bring it down towards your heart center. And hands to your heart center. Lovely. So we're going to do that twice more. It's sometimes called half sun salutation, so it's quite nice. Inhale, swing your arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Draw down the energy. Bend your knees. Fold down. Crown of the head to the floor. Inhale into your flat back. Maybe hands to your shin this time, or to your thighs. It doesn't matter. Or the floor if you have the flexibility. Big inhale here, and exhale, fold a little deeper. And then inhale, swing your arms up and out and bring yourself up to stand. Get the energy, draw it down. And then bend your knees. And come down again into Uttanasana 1. Inhale into your flat back. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Inhale, press into all four corners of your feet. And bring yourself up. And bring your hands down to your heart center. So just close your eyes if you can and stand here. So in Tadasana, lift your pubic bone up, sacrum going down towards the floor, shoulders away from your ears. And just take a nice long, slow, deep inhale. And exhale. Let it whisper out. Lovely. So from here we're going to make our way down into down dog. So we'll swing our arms up, fold forward and down, bend your knees deeply and step back into downward facing dog. So make sure you're pressing into the base of the index finger and thumb, knees bent deeply at the minute, and then begin to straighten one leg at a time. So you're pressing into the base of the index finger and thumb. You're clawing into the pads of all the fingers. So there shouldn't be there shouldn't really be any spaces between your hands. Maybe a wee bit at the sort of the second knuckle in your fingers. So make sure you're in contact with all the pads of your fingers, and then when you're ready, come into your static dog, lift your sit bones up. You don't have to straighten your legs, but you can if you want. Big arm bones are rotating out. The muscles in your legs are sort of rotating in towards each other. Navel up back towards the spine, and let your head go. Give your head a wee shake, nod yes. And a wee shake, no. And then from here, we're going to take a big inhale, roll forward, and we're just going to hover off the floor. So bring your knees down and just hover. Another breath here. And exhale back up into down dog. So we're going to do a couple more of those. Inhale, come forward and just hover, look forward. Strong arms, tell yourself I can do this. Inhale back into down dog. So you maybe begin to feel it now. Inhale, come forward, hover. Look forward. Lovely. Back into down dog. We'll take a wee breather here in down dog. Now you can do the same again, or if you want to give yourself a wee bit of a challenge. This time we're going to come forward into up dog. So you're in your down dog. We're going to come up into our toes. So we're not flicking over onto our toes for this. We're going to keep rolling forward. In plank we say roll forward until you're over your shoulders over your wrists, but we're coming further forward than that for down dog, for up dog. And we're bringing our heart center right through. And take a big inhale here. And exhale back up into down dog. We'll do one more of those. And of course, bring your knees to the floor if you need to. So you can get to here and bring your knees down. Okay, so let's try that again. Take a big inhale up onto your toes. Roll the whole way forward. Bring your whole body through almost. Drop your knees to the floor if you need to.
There's Lola.
I know. I told you should come to the window and breathe. One more big inhale and exhale. Studio's full, Lola. No room for anybody else. So just walk your dog, or if you want to, bring your knees down, big toes to touch, and sit yourself down, have a wee rest in child's pose, and maybe give your wrists a wee shake about if you need to. So it's always good to see people taking their rest in child's pose, because it means you're listening to your body. And we have a nice little strongish sequence coming next, so maybe you'll be glad if you've taken your rest in child's pose. Just going to clean the windows for me here. So we'll take a couple more breaths here. And if you want to, you can bring your hands down either side of your body and maybe do a few rotations with your wrists if you were feeling that in your wrists. One more breath here, and then we'll all make our way back up into down dog. So bring your hands out in front, bring your knees in, tuck your toes under, and we're back up into down dog. So lift your sit bones up, shoulders rolling away from your ears. And then take the weight onto your left foot and leg, lift your right leg up nice and high. Check that your left kneecap is in line still with your heel. You haven't sort of tilted over to the side. Two nice level hips. Big inhale here and exhale knee to nose. Inhale, reach back. Lovely. Exhale, knee to nose. One more. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee to nose, and this time look forward and step your right foot through between your hands. So you can either keep your left knee on the floor or keep it raised, your choice. depending on how, if you're new to practice or you haven't done so much recently, I would put my knee on the floor if I were you and plant your left, everybody plant their left hand. Okay, so get your balance if you have your knee off the floor, well, even if you have your knee on the floor, and inhale, reach up with the right hand and arm. And exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Last one, inhale up. Exhale down. And then we're going to plant the heel of the left foot. And then press into both feet. Bring yourself up. And we're up into Virabhadrasana 2. So the heel of the right foot's in line with the arch of the left foot, ideally. The knee of the right foot is heading towards the middle of your right foot. So don't let this knee roll in. Really lift, engage the muscles on the inside of that leg so that it doesn't roll in. Reaching into the right fingertips, so we're not leaning forward. Inhale into the crown of your head, exhale, sit a little bit lower. Lift your pubic bone up, sacrum go down towards the floor. Lovely. Great adjustments here. Don't lean forward. Everybody take themselves back a wee tiny bit towards their left hand and lunge deeply into that front leg. Great. One more big inhale. Drop your left hand down onto your left thigh. Rotate your right hand and bring yourself up into Peaceful Warrior. So don't lose your lunge. Keep lunging into that front knee. That's it. Reaching into your right fingertips. Pressing into both feet. Lovely. One more big inhale here. Come back to your Jaya breath. And then lean forward. Bring your right elbow onto your right thigh. And swing your left arm forward and up in close to your left ear. Reaching into your fingertips. We can see you, Judy.
Can you?
Mm-hmm. Take your head back a wee bit. That's it. You see?
Mm-hmm.
That shows you that your head was forward. Bring your head back a wee bit, Sandra. Bring your arm close to your ear. That's it. And keep reaching into your fingertips. Now, we're going to swing the left arm round and bring it round behind towards your waist. Maybe you'll be able to take a bind here with this right thigh. Don't worry if you can't. Now, you're either going to stay here or we're going to come into a bind. So if you can drop down here, so normally I'm saying don't collapse here, but this time we are going to come right down. So if you can get your right shoulder more or less in line with your right knee, maybe you'll walk your hand back and bring your right hand under and take a clasp bind with your left hand. So we're not binding here like this. This is not what we're doing. We're here like this so that we can open up the front of the body. So rotate your left shoulder back. So if you're here, you're rotating your left shoulder back because you have your hand back. So don't let your ego say, I can do this. Sandra, you bring yourself back up onto your knee, I think. Come up here, like this, and do this. That's it. Yes. And bring your left shoulder back. That's it. That's you now. But watch your front knee. Front knee's heading in. Your front knee should still be heading towards the middle of your foot. So you need to turn that front knee so it's, yes, and your lunge is that way so you're feeling the stretch. That's better. I'm sure that feels completely different.
It does.
No cheating here, especially when you're in the front row. One more big inhale here. Everybody's saying, for God's sake, let us out of this. Okay, so now we're going to release your bind if you've got it. Bring your hands down. Turn yourself so you're facing the long edge of your mat. Turn both feet to face forward. And then we're going to just gently not Skandasana because we're not coming down low, but we're just going to bend to the left or to the right and then over to the left. So just gently stretching out one leg at a time. So the straight leg, the toes are facing forward. So just even yourself off, and then we're going to walk our hands round towards the front of your mat, pivot the toes of both feet, press into the toes of the back foot, bring your back foot forward, take your feet out the full width of your mat, and we're going to sit down into Malasana. So keep your hands on the floor if you need to. And if you have sore knees, you're not going to come down too far. You're going to keep your hands on the floor and just have your knees bent. So the wider your feet are, actually, the easier that is. If your heels don't go down on the floor, get a blanket and prop your heels up on a blanket. And immediately it becomes very accessible. Okay? So just wherever you are. You can also use a brick or a block, but okay, so wherever you are, we're going to, if you're down like this and it's comfortable enough, you're going to bring your elbows to the inside, hands to your heart center, lift your chest up, sacrum going down towards the floor. And then from here, we're going to take a big inhale and stand straight up. Straight up. I see people coming up like this. That's not straight up. This is straight up. Okay? Let's try it again. So, inhale and straight down to wherever you're going. Doesn't matter how far down you go. Take your knees out. Allow your knees to go out and bring your heart center up. Lift your chest up. Big inhale and up. We'll do one more. And there's a person here on Zoom who you thank for this. Big inhale here. I'll give you her name later if you want it. And exhale down. And she'll be smiling because she knows exactly who she is. One more breath here. Inhale, bring yourself up. Release your hands. And we're going to do the other side now. Okay, all set? So inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Make contact with the mat, crown of your head going down towards the floor. Have a wee rock about. This is your break, this is your rest in between. And breathe. Let everything go. The whole of your upper body is like a rag doll. One more breath here. And then we're going to step back into down dog again. So press the floor away. Wee walk if you want to with your dog again. In fact, I'm going to turn round so I can see everybody. And then we're going to come into our static dog. Lift your left leg up. Nice and high. Check that your right kneecap is in line with your right ankle, that you haven't kind of tipped over to one side. And then exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach forward and back. Press the floor away. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach forward and back. Exhale, knee to nose. And this time, come onto your tiptoes, look forward. Step the left foot through, plant the right heel. So your right heel is at an angle of about 45 degrees. Get your balance, press strongly into both feet and bring yourself up into Virabhadrasana 2. So reaching into both fingertips, both sets of fingertips. Make sure your left knee is heading towards the middle of your foot. Press strongly into the baby toe side of the back foot. Inhale into the crown of your head. Exhale, sit a little bit lower. Tuck your tail under, lift your pubic bone up. And breathe. And smile. Don't lean back, Pamela. Come towards me.
Yes.
That's it, yes. Turn your head and look over your left fingertips. That's better. Watch your front knee. Pat, that's it. Don't let it roll in because you'll hurt your knee doing that. One more big inhale here into the crown of your head. Exhale, sit a little bit lower. Lovely, well done. And then drop your right hand onto your right thigh. Rotate your left arm and bring it up. Reach into your fingertips. Lunge into your left knee. Relax your head. Your head's just in a nice line with your spine. Don't let it go, but don't be having it stiff. Tuck your tail under, everybody. One more big inhale here. And exhale, lean forward now. Bring your left elbow onto your left knee. Don't collapse here when we do this. So you're still actively pressing up out of this left elbow at the minute. Swing your right arm round so it's in contact with your right ear. Reach into the right fingertips. Keep pressing into the right foot. One more big inhale here. And then spin your right arm round. Maybe you'll take your bind. This side will be different. So we still have this nice kind of triangle here where our left elbow is. Roll your right shoulder back. And breathe. So you have a lovely openness right across the front of the front of the body. I was going to say the right front of the body. All of the front body. One more big inhale here. And then either stay here because you've got this nice openness and you've got your nice side bend. But if you want to, you can begin to close off your wee triangle. Now this is quite difficult, so if you're new to practice, I would say stay where you are. And then maybe you'll be able to take your bind and open up at your heart center. Sandra, I would just stay here, honestly, because we're not looping here.
Right, I'm getting it confused.
Yeah, I know. Just stay here.
Right.
Okay. So take your right shoulder back towards Raymond. That's it. And come side. This knee is going sideways. That's it. So that you're in a side stretch. Raymond, not like that. Bring your elbow onto your knee. That's it. That's better. We're not holding on like this. Everybody can do that. Honestly. One more big inhale here. And exhale. Release. Bring your right hand down to the floor. Bring your left hand down to the floor. And this time we're going to walk our hands towards the front edge of your mat. Pivot on the toes of your back foot. Press into the toes of your back foot. Bring yourself forward into Uttanasana 1. Take a wee quick breath here. And then we will have a wee breather here. You'll love this wee breather I'm going to give you now. So from here, we're just going to lower our knees down to the floor. And we're going to do a wee toe squat. Lovely, everybody loves this. So, we're sitting back on our toes. Now, if it's absolute agony, of course, come up, don't sit on your toes, just give them a wee stretch. But what we're trying to do is, the way at the beginning when some of you found it so difficult to separate and work out how to work your big toe and your other toes. We have so many muscles in our body like this that we forget how to use. So maybe give your wrists a wee shake while we're here too. Check that your baby toes are on the floor if you can. They're the ones we'll want to skive off, and if it's really awful, come off. So another little standing challenge. And there's someone in Zoom who's going to love this one. All her fault. So from here, I was going to say bring your hands to your heart centre, but you might need your hands for balance. So from here, we're going to stand up. Without hands, without hands. You can use your hands for balance. And then we're going to sit down. And then we're going to stand up. And then we're going to sit down. And then we're going to stand up. This according to Mary, oh, said her name, sorry Mary. This is proof of how well you're aging. So keep at it, ladies, whoops. Okay, and bring yourself up to stand. I must check what your article was again and see. So, if you want to be fit and active and able to get up and down, how do you get on? Great. It's okay, we'll keep practicing it. I actually like it. So, we're going to do another wee balancing thing. So, actually, if you want to just watch and then turn to the long side of your mat. Okay? So, we're going to take the weight. It doesn't really matter which side you do first. I'm going to go to the right side first. I was doing this earlier and was falling all over the place, but it is quite a good wee balancing thing. So just first of all, I'm swinging my leg round, and then I'm going to swing it right round in a circle, bring my hands down, straighten my right leg, and maybe I'll take hold of the toes. Then I'm going to press into my left foot and bring myself up again. No bother. So I'll do it again. Okay, so turn so you can face me. So it doesn't matter which side you do first. So whatever foot you're checking out first, stand on it. You find all these wonderful things on the internet, you know. I was looking up a yoga mat, a round yoga mat this girl was doing these things on. Which I was
doing it as well.
And then sweep it round in a big circle right the whole way round. Bend the standing leg. Bring your hands to the floor. Straighten the leg you were swinging. Maybe you'll touch the toes of the swinging leg. Then press into the standing leg. Bring, the swinging leg back. Didn't manage it so well that time. And bring it back. It's just another wee leg strengthening thing. Just a bit of fun. We've all the hard work done nearly. So we were a wee bit late starting, so a minute or two yet. So swing it round.
The other leg now.
No, we're doing the same leg again. Do the same leg again. Swing it round. Bend the standing leg. Straighten the swinging leg. Maybe touch it. Press into your... Fall over if you want to. Keep your hands on the floor if you need to. Press into the standing leg, and bring yourself up. It is a real challenge. But again, balance is something we need to work on, especially when you're in your 30s. So go to the other side now. And we know once we hit our 30s, as we all have, we start to lose muscle and we start to lose our balance. Okay, so we swing with the other leg first of all. And look, if this is where you are today, just stay here. But if you want to go the whole way, swing it right the whole way round. You're like a ballerina. Bend the front leg, straighten the bending leg. And then keep your hands on the floor if you need to get up. Press into the standing leg and bring yourself up. This side could be completely different. My balance seems better on this side. So let's do that again. Another wee swing. And then bring it right round. Stretch it out if you can. Maybe give it a wee tap with your right hand. Press into your left foot. And bring yourself up. And my balance on that side is so much better. Why? I thought I was going to have to come and rescue you there. Okay, so from here we're just going to swing our arms up. Again, take that energy and draw it down. She wants in for the relaxation. And lower yourself down to your mat. Let your head go. and breathe. Then from here, bend both knees. No, nothing nasty hidden from you now. We're going to make our way down onto our mat and bring your legs out in front. Shift the flesh off your sit bones, and we're going to do no Lola. Just scratching my good door. So we're going to do Marichyasana, which is the funny twist, because we've done a whole lot of funny twists and binds today already. So why not do another one? So we're going to bring our right knee in close. When I say close, the heel will be close to your sit bones, but actually take your foot about a good hand's width away from your left thigh. And then hold on to it with your right hand, no left hand. Reach up with your right hand and come inside that right thigh, right knee, and see if you can reach your left toes. If you can't reach your left toes, this is going to be your twist here. You're going to just hold on to this right leg, bring your left hand back, lift up and turn and look over your right shoulder, okay? But if you can get your fingertips down here, you're going to bring your right shoulder down in line with your knee and swing your right arm round. Take your left arm round, take your bind, lift up and begin to turn. Well, you're not really turning. I'll turn round so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. You need to bring that shoulder way down to the knee. Your shoulder has to come right down to your knee. If it doesn't come down to your knee, you can't. Your arm won't bend there. So you stay here. Just you stay here and have a wee twist like this. Okay? And bring your other hand behind. That's it. Big inhale. And exhale gently, release. And we'll do the other side. So left leg in. Keep that nice space. Hold on to it with your right arm to begin with. Reach up. If you miss, this side could be different. If you can reach your toes and then drop this shoulder down. So this shoulder has to be right down here. Excuse me, before you can think of twisting, because your arm won't bend here. It has to bend at the elbow. So it's your elbow you have to sweep round. So if you can, sweep your arm round and bring the left hand round to meet it. And then lift up. That's it. So you need to lift up. So if you're here, don't try to do the bind. Lift up. Keep working into the heel of the left foot. Lovely. One more breath here. And gently, if you've got your bind, release it. And straighten your leg out along the floor. And then guess what? We're almost ready for our relaxation. We're just going to do one wee gentle twist. We're going to have to chase this dog. If I let her in, she'll annoy people. Is everybody okay with dogs? Come in. Come in. No, don't speak to her, you'll never get peace. So bring your feet onto the floor. And we're not worried about squeezing the inside edges of feet together or knees or anything else. And we're just going to drop the knees down to the right, head left. Lie down. Inhale back to center, knees left, head right. So just do a couple more of those in your own time with your breath. Inhaling as you come up, exhaling as you come down. And then make sure you even yourself off. And then either keep your knees bent with your feet out the full width of your mat and your knees roll in, or straighten your legs out along the floor. Shoulders rolling back and down. And put on any extra layers you want, get any props that you want, so that you're nice and comfortable for the next 10 or 15 minutes or so. And you can really let yourself relax in Shavasana. So draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Roll your head gently from side to side and allow it to come to rest in the middle. Roll your shoulders down, tuck them in underneath your back so you're resting on the flat part of your shoulder blades. Lola. Arms are slightly away from your body and rotated so that the backs of your hands are on the floor if that's comfortable for you. The heel of the right foot's at the right edge of the mat. The heel of the left foot's at the left edge of the mat. And just allow the toes to fall away from each other. And bring your awareness back to your breath. That ever-present breath that allows us to be in the present, because it's when we begin to listen to our breath and notice our breath that we can allow ourselves to be here now. That delicate movement of the air in through the nostrils, moving through the body, and then exactly the same as it leaves through the body, that very slightly warmed air this time as it leaves our body. So just continue to follow your breath. And invite your breath maybe to slow down a little bit. So we've all been working quite hard. We've been lifting our energy, using a lot of energy. Now it's time to allow our bodies to assimilate what we've been doing today. And just let everything go. We'll just do a quick scan of our bodies and notice if there's anywhere where you might still be holding tension, where you might be able to let go a tiny little bit more. So the crown of your head, the forehead, the eyebrow center, the eyebrows, the eyelids just resting gently together. No squeezing. All the little muscles around the eyes completely relaxed. Letting go. Hinge of the jaw. The teeth slightly parted. No clenching. The tongue resting softly in the floor of the mouth. And the lips resting lightly together, and maybe allow a tiny little bit of a smile to hover around your lips. And just notice how that helps to let everything soften a little bit more. sides of the neck, tops of the shoulders, the upper arms, the elbows, the inner eye of the elbows, the lower arms, the wrists, the backs of the hands, the palms of the hands, all the fingers, soft, releasing, letting go. Now come to the collarbones, throat. Maybe have a little swallow and soften and relax at your throat. The front ribs, the heart center. Feel, be aware of that pulsating beat of your heart, working with the breath. The spine, the back ribs, the waist, the abdomen, all the internal organs softening and releasing down onto the back body. Points of the hips, the buttocks. Check that you're not holding tension here, because this is another area we often hold tension without realizing it. The backs of the thighs, fronts of the thighs, the knees, the backs of the knees, the shins, the calves, the heels, the ankles, the tops of the feet, the soles of the feet, all the toes completely relaxed. Everything just letting go, knowing that you're here now in this present moment. Knowing this is the only moment that really matters. That this is a wonderful moment. We so rarely allow ourselves to take time to just stop and be, because of the helter-skelter, busy world that we have made for ourselves. We feel guilty when we take time just to do nothing. And yet that time spent just doing nothing, but maybe just watching your breath, is maybe some of the most important time that you can spend in any day. It only takes a few minutes just to stop being a human being a human doing and become a human being. Just being here now. Breathing in, I calm the body and mind. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment. I know this is a wonderful moment. So Thich Nhat Hanh feels, well, I feel the breath's important. We all know our breath's important, but he has so many lovely expressions about our breath and how we can use our breath to help us physically, mentally and emotionally. If any thoughts come into your head when I stop speaking, just bring yourself back to your breath. And follow that nice, delicate, soft breath as it meanders through your lungs, through your body, giving you that vital prana, that life force, allowing us to be here now. The universe is shaped from earth. Trust in the wisdom growing inside you. Trust that rest brings your goals closer. As you would with a child, hold patience and tenderness in your heart. Coax from within the union of heaven and earth. The world carries you. The stars accompany the journey. The darkness has grown absent now. Harmony surrounds you. Stillness is the teacher. Presence is the lesson. Trust in the process that brought you here and the promise of awakening that it holds. So that's part of, there's an old tree growing from or by Zach Beach. So your relaxation is almost complete. Begin to breathe more deeply. And just take a minute to be aware of any sounds that you hear around you. And then very gently begin to wake your body up. Wiggle your fingers, wriggle your toes. Remember the time and place of day, your position in the room. And very gently, maybe have a stretch if you need to. And then bring your hands together at your heart center and rub them nice and briskly together until they're lovely and warm. And when they're nice and warm, place one hand on your heart and one hand on your tummy. And just feel that connection between the belly and the heart. And allow the warmth of your hands, that healing warmth, to seep into your body. Seal in today's practice and just take a minute to tell yourself well done. Feel the energy from your practice today. Feel the restfulness. Feel the sense of presence. And then gently release your hands. Bring your right knee into your chest, your left knee into your chest, and begin to rock gently from side to side. And when you're ready, take the rock right over onto the right side of your body. And curl yourself up into a nice little ball and give yourself a hug. And then press into the top hand and bring yourself up into any comfortable seated position. And bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra. Take a big inhale, use your thumbs to lift your heart center up and bow your head down towards your hands. So feel a nice stretch down the back of the neck. Thank you so much for joining me, my people on Zoom or who are watching the recordings. And a special thanks to all the people who've made the effort to get back into the studio. Thank you so much for joining me today. So may everyone everywhere know a life of joy. May everyone be free from fear and harm. May we all see only the good in the world. May everyone everywhere be happy. Namaste.
Namaste.